story with a Bradicchio about his sexual prowess, then wove sexual demeaning, tropes about women throughout his deal. But I mean, at what point do women think that men should talk nice about them when half of them are just basically cheating on their husband? Or as one of your friends brought up last night, I mean, this one girl's like, the second her husband came of retirement age and she knew she'd get the pension, she was out of there.
Oh yeah, no, she knew as soon as she hit that 10-year mark, and he was a military guy. She told some other guy she was trying to date, oh yeah, I knew it was the 10-year mark, so I was good to go, and I got a divorce then.
Right, so she can collect like 4 or 5 pensions instead of just one.
Right, and he's like, I do realize you're just fucking yourself out of this relationship. There's no way in hell I'd be in a relationship with someone who's such a money-grubbing whore.
At least she was honest about it.
And indeed, she was definitely honest, but still, how fucked is that?
Men, on the other hand, I mean, we use women like, hey, I'm terrible at this. If you're pretty, I'm going to bang you until you have no more use to me, and then I'm going to move on to the next pretty one because... Unlike men, women do not improve with age. They're like,
not at all.
They're like the opposite of a special stock that's just rising through time. They just get uglier and saggier and bitchier, and well,
I think after they get done with menopause, though, they actually turn out to be pretty decent.
Yeah, some of them get extra horny.
Well, okay,
but menopause sucks.
No, menopause is terrible. Just they stop being such fucking whiny, sensitive shit.
They become normalized.
Exactly. They just become adults then.
But literally, I can upgrade every 2 or 3 years and get me a brand new hottie.
That's true.
I mean, I do try to keep these women. I'm just trying to find that one that's going to stick with me. I don't care if she's older or not. But really, I will go through them like crazy. At some point, I'm like, I'm out of here.
Oh yeah, no. As soon as it starts to become that shit show where she's just a leech of all your time and energy and shit because she's so fucking emotionally needy, you just got to go.
Oh God, tell me about it.
But it's just tough to find a good woman though. I don't know where we're going with this right now, but
I do. Sometimes you got to vent.
you find a good woman, you want to keep a hold of her, but God damn, it is just a challenge. There's just so many shitty ones out there.
Men and women do something that just drives me up a wall. Women do it worse than men because they tend to. I mean, I can make a baby, but she usually gets stuck with it. I might have to pay for it a little bit, but she's literally stuck with all the time and effort into a kid if I blow my load, right? If I'm irresponsible. But women will literally make every man suffer for that one guy that hurt them.
Yeah.
And that possessiveness or that lack of trust, it's like, if I, it sounds like I'm a total womanizer, but if I commit to a woman, I commit. Well, once I make that decision, that's the only one I'm fucking. And I'm actually okay with that because that pussy is going to be that good.
Yeah.
And that personality, it's going to be that great. And when I finally find that one, she's going to be one lucky bitch.
Right? Well, that's reasonable.
But she's never going to be that lucky bitch if she's going to use that one guy that cheated on her to constantly want to bear down on me, remove me from my friends, change who I am. Why do I want that? Why can't I just be me?
Yeah, no, that's a tough fucking road to balance too. Because
I'm gonna give a piece of advice out. This is a secret that I think everyone should know.
So it's not a secret anymore.
It's not going to be. Give your woman something to fucking do. Like if she doesn't want to do anything, give her a hobby. Literally. And then praise her for her hobby. Make her feel good about her hobby, even if you hate it. Because the more she's like opening her nail shop and doing nails, the less she's thinking about whether or not you're out fucking somebody.
Oh God, that's all they do is stay in their head and just think about all the negative shit that's probably happening.
Not enough wine in the world to get their mind off this shit. Like they're like dick addicted. That's what they put the dick in addicted.
No doubt about that whatsoever.
Jesus criminy.
But so be careful with those hobbies though. Some of that shit gets pretty expensive. They want to go into some MLM bullshit that's costing you $500 a month. Maybe you shouldn't praise that one.
I got to tell you, you're right. But affording things or expensive things are fine and dandy, kind of like the shipwreck yeast that we brought up. I mean, great article about finding some yeast from 180 years ago.
Oh yeah, so this is an interesting one. It kind of goes into your secrets tidbit as well, is because this diver did some diving off the coast there to look at the shipwreck and found some wine, several bottles apparently.
From 1880, right?
Yeah, and one of the divers from his crew gave a bottle to a friend of his who happened to be a master brewer.
Yeah, and you know what? He actually did something amazingly good for humanity.
How so? Okay, explain this.
Well, first off, this is not the first shipwreck we found, but as time goes by...
Shit, tell me more.
Yeah, no shit, right? But as time goes by, yeast actually change. Their generational changes are way faster than ours. So what was stuck in that bottle from 1880 or 1886, that he brought up now, that yeast has been unchanged for, like I said, 140 years or whatever it is.
That's really cool.
So you literally have a yeast that is still probably possibly viable. And
well, it sounds like it is viable because that other brewer made something out of it.
well, I'm sure he did. You don't know what else was in there. And I bet as a home brewer, he didn't take the time to culture it. But whatever was in that yeast can actually be imparted to a new yeast when those yeast eat it.
Okay.
Which is interesting. So he was probably able to recreate something very similar to what was originally created that can never truly be recreated. It's like digging up a Neanderthal, and the DNA is still good. You plant it in an embryo, and next thing you know, you have a Neanderthal, the first Neanderthal in 20,000 years.
Right.
You get to not only get a blast from the past, but you might actually, be able to study it and learn more. Yeast are the most watched and studied organism on the planet.
Really?
Yes.
Just because of the brewing industry, or what are the reasons?
Yeast are part of everything. I mean, yeast are used in medicine production. Yeast are used in antibiotic production, bread making, genetics, DNA. I mean, it's one of the most manipulative genomes there because it's so easy to work with, and it has literally taught humanity. I mean, since Louis Pasteur found a way to do pure strain and pasteurization, yeast has paved the way for not only the brewing industry, but the pharmaceutical industry. I mean, refrigeration was really sought after anyway, but it was yeast and the brewing industry that paid for refrigeration to be what it is today, plastics, you name it. Yeast are an incredibly important part of our life. Nobody talks about it, but we have as much yeast in our skin as we do bacteria.
That's really cool.
We have it in our gut.
So is it possible for this guy to actually capture and just sell that yeast to other people to brew with?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I would love to get a hold of it. And you know who probably did get a hold of it? White Labs.
Who's that?
They're a homebrew laboratory that produces yeast for home brewers and for craft breweries. And they made their name by going to every brewery they could find around the world. Like they went to Edinburgh and got Edinburgh yeast straight from a brewer in Edinburgh to make
That's
Scottish
awesome.
ales.
Okay.
Damn good stuff.
All right. That's cool.
It's amazing.
I'm all right with that. I don't need to control it. I just want to be able to use it and see, really be able to taste the uniqueness of that sort of brew.
Well, I mean, for instance, we're loving this Saison now. Now that it's warmed up, we're loving it, right?
Oh, yeah, way better. I mean,
Okay.
it's still not something I want to drink every day, but
It's
once in
nice.
a while, for a hot day, I could drink this.
Oh, it definitely, that bitter palate goes down crisp and easy.
Yes, and
It's cleansing.
And as it gets warmer, it gets better.
Oh, definitely. So, I mean, like we're talking about this yeast and why it's beneficial to shipwreck. When Saison comes from an area where they actually let the yeast and the air get in, and it's
Which is
beneficial.
lambic,
It's
as
kind
I
of
learned.
That's right. A lambic is a wild yeast. Now, they're named after Britain yeast, which are the first types of wild yeast that we've cultivated, and
Okay.
they're called Brettanomyces. I got to tell you, definitely try them out. Sometimes they give some really weird flavors, but if you do it at the right temperatures and you wait long enough, it's so rewarding.
All right. I mean, it sounds cool.
It really, after we do this current beer that we're going to make, which we're going to tell everybody about, let's also make a sour.
So I really want to make one like that red
That
ale.
Lippmann's or the
No.
Farmhouse.
Farmhouse, yeah.
Oh, that stuff is good.
Dude,
that
was
one's
delicious.
That one's going to be fun. I actually like making those. I love those sour flavors. I could drink that quite often. In fact, some of the more tart ones with fruit, I could be an alcoholic on.
Oh, well, the Lindemans, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. That's begging for me everyone to be an alcoholic. It just tastes like sherbet.
Yeah, just call me a bitch or whatever. I don't care. This stuff is delicious.
You're not finding a wine cooler that tastes that smooth and, God, it was
Wine
just,
coolers are kind of gross. I mean, the lambics we get from Lidman's, you're right.
oh, God.
It's like drinking sherbet with alcohol.
It is. It's not overpowering sweet either. It's
No,
just
it's tart.
it's such an amazing balance. Well, it's got a little bit of sweetness to it. It's, I don't know. It
You
just
can
tastes,
you
it
can
tastes
taste
like actual
sweetness.
fruit.
But yeah, you're right. It's like a fresh
Like
raspberry.
a real fruit. Yeah, not some
God.
bullshit syrup. It's, oh, God, it's so good.
It really is. You know, it takes them like 2 years to make them.
That's incredible. I mean, I don't even know that I want to get into that business. Just
Are
the
you
amount of
kidding me?
time required.
Shit, we just put a barrel on the side and crack open a 5-gallon one day, and you and I just get toasted.
No, that would be good. I'm thinking for the purposes of making money.
Even for that, because how much money do you get?
That's true. I mean, you do have a
You're
barrel.
paying $10 for 12 ounces.
All right, yeah. Or you just sell a barrel to somebody for like $1,000 or something.
Oh, you know they'd buy it. Oh God, I'd buy it. Shit, I'd buy my own stuff for $1,000. It's freaking good.
No, okay, that's a valid point. And I guess once you're aging it too, just kind of put the barrel in a hole somewhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got a cellar.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I guess it really wouldn't even require that much. I'm just imagining we have to keep one of those big fermentation tanks for 2 years, and just like, God, the space and time. But I guess, yeah, you just kind of lay it off somewhere and look at it in 2 years.
You could put it in a clay pot and just let it sit. That's how this stuff works.
All right. All right.
I love personally speaking.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, basically it's a foo-foo drink, but it is an absolutely delicious one, and it gets you drunk.
So can you reuse the barrels?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
But only for other sours.
Okay. So how do you get it? How much is a new barrel?
Well, it really depends. I mean, if you want a brand new barrel and say it's a American or French oak, you get $500 for a 62-gallon barrel.
That's a big fucking barrel.
Yeah, but it doesn't take up that much room. It's about the size of this
62 gallons. I mean, I know what a 50-gallon drum looks like. So a 62-gallon barrel is not going to be too much shorter than that, and it's going to be quite a bit wider.
A little bit wider. But I mean, if you put those barrels on the sides, you start stacking up a wall. You can literally, in our place, in a 16-foot area wall, you can probably fit like 35 or 40 of them, and they only extend about 2.5 feet from the wall, 10 feet up, 16 feet wide.
It does give a nice backdrop as well.
It does. Plus, you don't realize, 10 barrels is 620 gallons. If you're going to fit 50 of them, now you're looking at like a few thousand gallons.
Yeah.
And what is it doing? It's nothing. It's giving you a beautiful backdrop. And then people can't wait. Like, you could literally say, hey, for $100 today, we'll reserve you 2 bottles of this 2 years down the road. And you're not getting a bottle unless you pay now.
Yeah. That is a great idea there.
I know.
All right. You've got me sold. We could at least maybe build some temporary walls and
don't even need a wall. Just stack them.
So we were talking about building these walls to give the dining tables in the steakhouse a little bit more of a privacy feel, but you could just
use
make
barrels.
Barrel stacking areas.
Oh, got it. Right here, buddy. I like that idea.
You just heard brainstorming fresh out of our mouth on the air.
We do this. We just literally pull great ideas out of our ass constantly.
I mean, it definitely cuts down on space a little bit, but if we can get 3 barrels wide and maybe 4 barrels high.
2 barrels wide, 8 barrels high. I mean, it's stable.
Yeah, no, we definitely need to build the support infrastructure there, but that's not.
They have
racks
wall. You buy,
yeah.
But you put the rack down, you put the barrels on it, you put the next rack on top of the barrels, and the next barrel stack, and they don't fall over. It's like perfectly made, so they balance.
So how do you hold that shit or how do you pick it up and move it down? Because 62 gallons, water's 8.5.
It's going to be crazy, but there's no reason we couldn't get a cherry picker, like for engines.
Yeah, okay.
Then you also have like there's a place right around the corner from us. They actually sell stuff that fits inside our door that you could use, and they have electric ones. You go up, pull it out, and then down. It's like an electric forklift, but it's only the size of a floor jack.
You know what? I'm down. That's fucking legit, dude. We should definitely look into that, price it out, and see what we can do to make that happen.
You kidding me? Imagine doing only 62 gallons a month, and over a period of a year, you got 12 barrels, and then at the end of 5 years,
and it's on a shoestring budget,
and every month you got 62 brand new gallons of something unique.
Yeah, no, I mean together, just throwing what is it, maybe $600, $700 into a project. I mean, we've got that in a 62-gallon barrel that's 2 years down.
You know what else is fun is you can actually add that to, like, let's say you want to make a really cool stout. Then you can take this lambic and add it to the stout, and then barrel age it in a brand new barrel together. You got something super unique that people are going to pay a lot of money for.
Except I'd be worried that 62 gallons is going to taste like shit.
Oh, not a chance.
How do I make sure it doesn't get fucked up by some weirdness?
So we pull a little bit out of one, a little bit out of another when we can mix them. Or you can taste it ahead of time, but in small amounts.
Okay.
But you got me here.
Yeah, that's a valid point. You're the expert. I'm just going to, if you say it's a good idea, I'm going to trust you because I don't know shit except it. As we've said since the very first episode, I like to drink good stuff. I don't know dick about it. And I don't have the passion for it that you do. You're the expert. You have the passion for it.
The passion is drinking it. And your passion drives my passion because I like making people happy with what I make.
Reasonable.
I mean, every woman who walks out of my room has a smile on her face.
That's true.
And everybody who walked out of my restaurant before had a smile. I mean, I had 5 stars straight across the board.
Indeed.
Until I closed. And then people were all pissed off that I closed.
Dude, people were super pissed. Like, I promised no business owner closes because they wanted to piss you off.
No shit. But they're literally like, dude,
fucking dick.
I wanted a pho, which is like, literally, I invented the Vietnamese pho soup taco. It had everything pho has on it wrapped in a taco with my own version of like Viet de Gallo. So it's like pico de gallo, but Vietnamese style.
Dude, you're an amazing cook.
Well, thank you. Hey, let's put it this way. If I could make your kids eat vegetables happily.
Right.
I mean.
So yeah, since you started like cooking over my house once in a while, the kids just love vegetables. They can't get enough of them.
I think your kids actually gained a little weight.
I don't know about that, but they're still not eating that much.
Oh God, I gotta tell you. Yeah, you know what I'm kind of interested in? I totally